Welcome to Sam's Russian Adventures. I'm Sam, a very cold Sam, living in provincial Russia. Now today's video is going to be about queuing rules in Russia. A very interesting topic. I'm sure it sounds very entertaining, but you might just learn something from it, and it's a little bit about Russian culture and customs that you might not know about. Look at this. The door wasn't completely closed. Ha! So much snow. Wow. That is insane, isn't it? Ha! Wow. Crazy. Got to get down from here without getting snow in my feet, in my shoes. Oh. Oh. That's crazy. Crazy. See how much snow I've got here. It's insane. So I've been parking my car at the top of the road at the moment because I'm waiting for my delivery to be, well, my delivery's actually arrived, and I'll show you my delivery. I finally got one. Finally got the thing that I need to survive in Russia. It's well overdue, but it came not put together, so I've got to put it all together. You'll see soon. So when walking, you've got two options. You can walk on this bit where there's not much snow, but it's icy, or you can walk in the deep snow where it's difficult. My car's going back into the services again for a couple of days, and then hopefully everything will be good and I can get back out onto the road and start making some B-Road Russia videos. Oh man. It's cold in the car, as you can see. Wow. So I've got this poster here, that's from another video you're about to see soon. I'm really excited to complete this video because I think it's going to be really funny. In fact, this video, in theory, should get me 1 million views. I think if it was somebody else's channel, then they might get 1 million views from this video. And you'll see it coming up. I'll probably only get a couple of thousand because that's the way YouTube treats me and doesn't really love my content enough to show it to the wider audience. But I've made the first part of it already, and after making it I thought, wow, that's quite a good video and quite a good idea, and I didn't really think about it so much until I'd made the first part and thought, actually, that's a pretty good topic. Don't worry, I'm not going to drive on the main road like this, I'm just driving down my little road. This is what crazy snow looks like, guys. Insane. Tractors are already working. Early in the morning. The icicles are still hanging. Let's grab one of those motherfuckers. Look at that. That's a weapon, that is. Crazy. Look at that thing. Wow. Hello.
Hello. How are you?
Good. Смотри, как Андрей очень добрый сейчас, потому что я его снимаю. Он обычно очень злой.
Почему я злой?
Я шучу. So as you'll notice, all of these cars are clean, right? All of the cars are clean. So basically now, first thing I've got to do, I usually get away with it, I put my car here, before anyone else gets here, so they actually do the cleaning. But today, I'm a little bit later, and I've got to now take my car to the car wash and have it cleaned before I can give it to the services. Here's the car wash, look. How the system works in Russia is you find out who's last in the queue, you go up to that person and then you say, look, I'm after you. so you reserve your place in the queue, and I think this dude is last. I'm going to go speak to him now. Wywoczyć lejdę. Nie włoczyć, da? Wywoczyć lejdę. Ja za was tak da. Спасибо. Там еще 3 человека стоит. Tractor doing its work. So you wanted real life in Russia. This is as real as it gets. Standing in a queue for the car wash. Ha. The crazy thing is you stand in these queues, right, and as you can see there's loads of cars parked either side, right? And the chances are that some of these cars are going to need to get out and stuff, but you need to get in the queue. If you don't get in the queue, there's going to be someone else that overtakes you and goes in the queue. And that's why it's really important to find the person who's last in the queue. Because you go to that person who's last in the queue and say, I'm after you. So you've told the guy, right? So if someone else jumps the queue, or if someone else goes to him and say, you last, he's going to say, no, there's somebody behind me. And that person's going to have to come and find me and say, look, I'm after you. And it's almost like you reserve your place when you do that, because nobody can jump the queue, because that person who's in front of you, you could go to him and say, look, I was after you, I told you, and he'll say, yeah, he was after me, so you're going to have to go after him. So it prevents queue jumping. And that relates to everything, absolutely everything. You see there's a guy here, look, pulling his car in there, and this person might say, look, I'm next, and I'll say, no, look, ask him, he'll tell you. I'm after him, you see? And this applies to all queues, whether you're in the car for a car wash, or whether you're queuing at some sort of, I don't know, hospital, or I don't know, doctors, or anything really, an office for something. You always find out who's in front of you, and you tell that person, I'm after you. And you'll find that people will walk up to the queue and say, Kto posledny? Who's last in the queue? So that they can come and reserve their spot after you, so they've reserved their spot as well. Do you hate it when this happens? A bit of the windscreen wiper is frozen or not connected, look, you can see, and it's not cleaning the windscreen. Obviously, I'm just singing this song, I don't want a son off a man. You see, look, we've got a guy that's just pulled ahead of me there, and then he's standing behind this car. Now obviously I didn't pull ahead because I knew it would block off the whole road like it has done now, but this guy might be thinking, well, I'm trying to get in next. He could be a potential queue jumper. We've got another potential who's just jumped the queue as well, look. So as you can see, this is causing complete chaos because so many cars need to get through back and forth and they can't. But I can see already that this guy in front of me thinks he's jumped the queue. So I think this dude has just come out of the car wash. Now time for me to overtake the other one now. So I wish I'd filmed that, but obviously it's a bit awkward just getting the camera out and filming these moments, so it's like queue chaos. And that's why it's so important to get the place in the queue, because the guy that overtook me came and said to me, so you're after me, yeah? And I was like, no, you're after me. And he was like, no, I came here first. I was like, no, you didn't. Go ask the guy who's in front of me who's after him. And he was like, oh, right, yeah, I asked him, so I'm after you. And then another guy came and said, I came earlier and reserved my space, so I'm before you. And I said, well, who knows that? Go and ask the guy in front of me. And he went and asked the guy in front of me, and the guy in front of me said, no, the guy after me is the tall English guy, right? So, you know, this is why it's so important to get out and reserve your space and let that person that's in front of you know that you're after him. Otherwise it causes complete chaos. I'll tell you about the queuing system that used to be in the immigration. So right now, if you go to places like immigration and like places like the municipal centre that I went to the other day, you take a talon and you wait in the queue and your number's called on the TV and you go and, you know, on the screen or whatever, and you go and get your place, right? But it didn't used to be like that. It didn't used to be any talon system, any token system, anybody at the windows. They never used to call your place in the queue. It basically used to be a free-for-all. And in the immigration, what people would do is people would make lists. So you'd go there, you put your name on the list, but then what would happen is somebody would throw that list in the bin, and then it'd be complete chaos. So in the immigration, it used to open at 9, and probably about 200 people would go in a day, and they could only possibly see about 20. So someone would come at like 3 in the morning, create the list, put the list on the door of the immigration on the outside and say, this is the list for the day, and then put their name on it. And then other people would come to that list and then write their name on it. But then someone else would come about 6, throw that list in the bin and put a new list up there with their name at the top. And then everyone would come and it would be complete and utter chaos and people fighting. You'd have people say, I'm not in the queue, I'm just coming to ask a question. And they'd jump the queue and they'd go in there and they'd stay in the room for like an hour. And they'd come out and they'd just trick their way into the room, you know. Or you'd have someone from a big corporation or a hotel come and say, right, I'm not an individual, I'm from a business, I need to go in there. And they'd go in there for 2 hours, and it was utter chaos. You'd have fights in there and all sorts. And the reason that was because there's a law in Russia about registering within a certain amount of days when you come into the country. So it was vital, if you're a foreigner and you come to the country, that you register. But obviously, if so many people are trying to get in the room at one point, it's complete chaos. And then other people require the registration in order to work. There's people that have come to work and they can't work until they've got the registration. So it used to be just complete chaos. Now, thankfully, that's now been addressed. That's something that's been addressed and it's all okay now. But it used to be an absolute nightmare. It really did. So well done, Russia, for sorting that out, because it used to be just absolutely mad. I've seen fights, I've seen all sorts. It was just, wow, complete chaos. So there's actually a situation where the rule for queuing doesn't apply. Someone that's lived in the UK, right, we have this obligation, this almost, it's almost instilled in us that we have to publicly do the right thing. And what I mean by that is, people will hold a door for the next person, even if the person is, I don't know, 5 meters away, because you feel that that's the right thing that you should do, right? So we have these kind of set of manners, of these rules that we need to apply and abide by in society. And it's interesting because in the UK, if there's a huge queue and there's people queuing for something, I don't know, so let's say a checkout, right? And there's a huge queue of people queuing, and then someone opens another checkout. The person that goes to the new checkout will be the person that's second in the current queue. In Russia, it doesn't work out like that at all. Literally, the person that's at the back, the very back of the first queue, will leg it to the new checkout and go first. There's no kind of like moral rules or obligation for the person that's second in the first queue to then go to the next checkout. Doesn't work like that at all. It's literally a free-for-all, who can leg it to the new checkout and get through there as quick as possible. There's no kind of like feeling that, well, that person's in front of me, so I should let them go. That doesn't exist. The queue for the car wash is now huge and it's causing complete chaos. Complete chaos. I think we have a queue jumper here. Now this guy just come and parked right outside the main entrance to the garage. Got no idea why, unless he's just going to the services. We're going to find out now. If he's going to the car wash, I'm going to go and have a right go at the guy, because he's just basically jumped the queue and there's loads of us in the queue now. Ja wrócić maszyny nie budę, a to może potem nie zawodиться.
Хорошо.
Ладно. There we go. The waiting room for the car wash, it says, at administration. Look at all the different cloths here they've got. They must go through so many cloths. And they're all just sitting here drying out. It actually looks like some sort of art object, doesn't it? All these cloths together. Got one really unhappy customer because the car behind me pushed in the queue. He just couldn't bother to wait. He overtook everyone, he just jumped the queue, and now the guy is really, really angry. I've just spotted the best no entry sign ever. That has got to be the best no entry sign I've seen in a while. You see, and here are the rules, look. If you want to come inside here, you've got to come inside with a clean car. So first you go to clean your car, and then you can come inside. it's quite funny. The guy that's just going to walk past me in a second, he's kind of really angry with me. He's looking at me like he hates me. And it's because I caught him jumping in the queue. I've kind of made friends with the guy waiting behind me. I'm kind of like telling him if it's free or to come inside yet or not, and I've just shown him I've just shown him it's free now. I've kind of waved him in. So I think we've got like a mutual understanding because we both understand that the guy that was supposed to go after him has gone before him. I'm speaking to this guy, he's been kind of smiling at me. Извините, пожалуйста, можно поговорить с вами, да? Можно поговорить с вами, да? Надо очень, да. Просто можно заключить. Я просто снимаю по поводу очередной системы в России, да? Что уже, например, в ФМС или МФЦ уже есть талонная система, да?
Очень давно есть.
Да, и очень удобно, да? Я просто помню.
Очень давно есть.
Ну, я не знаю,
Давно.
Я бы сказал, в ФМС не очень давно.
Оно, возможно, не так сильно было распространено, особенно там в маленьких городках, но то, что эту систему опробовали давно, очень давно.
Интересно, что когда есть такой система, всегда надо ходить и спросить, кто последний. Это, в принципе, хорошая система, да?
Ну,
это
обычная, да, интерактивная система.
У нас просто только в России я первый познакомился с такой системой. И это обидно, когда какой-то человек знает, что он в край очередь, да? Но все равно пытается вот что-то вот так. У нас только вот так и был сейчас, а вот другой человек был злой за то, что BMW поехал туда первый, вот это интересно, да? Вот как это все работает.
Ну, смысл в чем? Вот, допустим, вы заехали просто на мойку, я заехал на автосервис.
Я не по вам.
Нет, я понимаю.
Ну, да.
Так вот, есть просто разные направления, для чего
понятно,
люди заезжают, поэтому и разные приоритеты.
Да.
Я не знаю, он, кстати, тоже в сервис поехал, да?
Я тоже на сервис, да, точно на сервис пойду, да.
Вот, поэтому есть нюансы.
Ну, это хорошая система, мне кажется. А я думаю, что мойка им, в принципе, все равно, потому что кто следующий, кто нет, потому что дело именно клиенты и послушают.
Не совсем. Они должны работать во взаимодействии с сервисом. Иначе и сервису будет плохо, и сервис будет ругаться с мойкой. Вот. А по поводу того, что система такая и приоритеты, к сожалению, некоторые люди считают возможным
наглость,
воспользоваться.
Спасибо. Waiting for the gate to open. Who knows what that says up there? Interesting letters. Does it look like something from the east? I bet it does. Let me know if you understand what it says. This is the coolest thing I've seen all day. So cars without the Russian flag on the number plate will not be serviced. To start with, I thought it said cars without the Russian flag sticker would not be serviced. Check out the artwork on this Honda. So I've got a bit of a mission walk home now. In the past I would have just gone over this field, but the snow's going to be crazy deep over there. So there's actually no footpath now. The footpath has had loads of snow dumped on it by the tractor to clear the road. And so there's no way to walk apart from on the actual road itself. Wow, see cars all skidding around the corner because it's so icy. So I'm walking, falling over, I'm walking opposite the traffic. In Russia, quite often you see that people are cycling towards the traffic so that the cars can see them, which I find really interesting because in the UK that's not the case. In the UK, obviously, cycle on the road, on the left hand side of the road, yeah? And in Russia you should cycle on the right hand side of the road, but I guess people are worried that the cars might not see them and they want to be able to swerve a little bit inwards when the car's nearby, so they drive on the other side facing the traffic. What type of videos would you like to see more of on this channel? Obviously I have my second channel which is for road trips. The reason I haven't gone on many road trips lately is because I have problems with my car that I've been servicing for the last 6 months, and I don't want to travel very far in it until it's properly fixed. They've been having difficulties finding the solution, but hopefully after this week the car will be fixed and I will be able to travel more, but the travel videos are on B Road Russia. So look, we've got massive areas of black ice with thin snow covering it, and it's so deadly. Over here, look, we've got a firework kiosk. These things appear near to New Year, because obviously everyone's buying fireworks at New Year, and then after New Year this thing will completely disappear for another year. Do you use Telegram? If you use Telegram, then you might want to join my Sam's Russian Adventures Telegram chat. In my chat group I post kind of everyday stuff, so you're first to see the videos when I upload them, and also I just post things that I'm doing on a general basis, little interesting things that you might find interesting about Russia. I post them there. So if you're interested in joining the Telegram chat group, then you'll find the link in the first comment below the video. That's a big TV, isn't it? Could do with having that to watch the football at home. That'd be pretty cool. Oh, I completely understand what this guy's gonna have to go through. I went through it this morning. Look at the footpath, that's just crazy. So this is a footpath, and I need to walk down the footpath. But the tractor has just decided, well, I don't care about pedestrians, and I'm going to whack all this snow here. This is going to be crazy to walk. There is no footpath. Oh dear. I can't feel my face. It's so cold. I can't feel my face. Really is mad. Can't wait to get my other coat back from the dry cleaners. Can't be long now. Almost home. Almost home. Can't wait for a nice cup of tea. Oh, maybe a bit of cake or something. So now I've got to clean all this snow. But it's a bit of a pointless task, because in a few hours it's going to be deep again. Oh man. First I need to clean this so I can put the camera on there. Do you recognise this bike? I found it in another video and I brought it home, and I've been well, actually worked on it a little bit, and it's working fine now. There we go, that just shows you how deep the snow was.